This meeting is now called to order. All those who know why it has been called will so signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those who do not know its purpose will so signify by saying no.
Aye.
Aye what?
I don't know why it was called.
Well, Stretch, I'm surprised at you. As captain of our football team, surely you know that we're having our big game with Hamilton High tomorrow.
Oh, he knows that, Miss Brooks. What he doesn't know is about getting the mascot. You see, Mr. Conklin found out that Mr. Flint...
Mr. Conklin will speak for himself. You are all aware of the fact that Hamilton's principal, Jasper Flint, is my arch rival.
Well, he's worse than that, Daddy. He's done some very mean things to you.
He's certainly gone to great lengths to try to prove Hamilton's athletic superiority over Madison.
And with very consistent results. I mean, what's his latest sneaky trick, Mr. Conklin?
In a cheap attempt to capture the attention of tomorrow's spectators, Flint has obtained a small bear for the Hamilton Cubs, which he intends to trot out between halves.
A live one.
They trot better, I guess.
Now, it is up to us to entertain the audience with our own mascot. It's as simple as that.
Well, not quite, sir. For some years now, our team has been called the Madison Comets. It might be rather difficult to lead a comet out between halves.
That's a hard one. Imagine trying to lead a comet out between halves.
Let us try to be constructive. I intend to change the name of our football team to fit the mascot we select. Now, I am open to your suggestions.
Well, before we make any suggestions, Daddy, where did Mr. Flint get the bear cub you mentioned?
From the circus, Harriet. The one in Moore's Meadow that bogged down on its way to winter quarters.
Well, then maybe we could get something from them. Maybe even a tiger. Boy, the Madison Tigers. I can just picture it. At halftime, we lead this ferocious tiger across the field to the Hamilton bench where Mr. Flint's sitting. Can't you just see the expression on Mr. Flint's face?
I'm not going to look down a tiger's throat just for that.
I'm afraid a tiger isn't quite original enough.
No, Princeton University's mascot is a tiger. I don't think we should copy anyone.
Let's see. How about the Madison Monsters?
Oh, fine. We should be able to pick up a cheap monster somewhere.
With you as the team's manager, Denton, that name is almost ideal. At that, though, you've given me a thought. The name should be an alliterative one. Now, what about you, Snodgrass? Any ideas on the subject?
Yes, sir. What does alliterative
mean?
Oh, don't you know either?
Alliterative means when words start with the same letter. Like the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh. Oh, then how about the Madison Hornets?
No, you don't get the idea, Stretch. You see, it should start with the same letter as the school.
Well, Hornet starts with an H, don't it?
Yeah?
What kind of a school is Madison?
It's a high school.
What does high start with? Maybe I could bring over my pet turtle as a mascot.
The Madison Mud Turtles. That's sort of alliterative. How big a turtle have you got, Stretch?
He's exactly 3 inches square.
Now, there's a brilliant suggestion. How could the crowd in a football stadium possibly see a 3-inch turtle?
I know. We could paint Madison in huge red letters on its back.
That has done it. As usual, the important decisions must stem from my own creative brain. I will reach a decision before school ends and delegate one of you to pick up the animal of my choice. You may all go to lunch now. Dismiss. Come along, Harriet.
Coming, Daddy.
I'm with you, Harriet.
I'm with you, Walter.
I'm with you, Mr. Boynton.
Where were you planning on having lunch today, Miss Brooks? Marty's Malt Shop?
Oh, no, let's live dangerously and eat in the school cafeteria. It might prove very inspirational.
Inspiration?
Yes, I had some stew there yesterday that would make a wonderful mascot.
Hi, Daddy. Elmer, have you thought of anything yet?
Yes, Harriet, I have. Since the Board of Education makes no financial provisions for team mascots, I intend to get something that won't cost too much money to feed.
What did you hit on?
A gopher.
A gopher? Oh, but Daddy...
If it's good enough for Minnesota, it's good enough for us. It so happens I've already set a trap for one in our backyard. Principal's office. Osgood Conklin on this end.
Hello, Osgood. This is Martha, dear, your wife.
I know your title. I conferred it on you. You better sit down. It's your mother. What do you want, my dear?
Well, I'm afraid I have some rather distressing news.
Your brother is staying over another day?
No, dear.
I broke one of your favorite bookends. I was cleaning it, and it simply slipped out of my hands. I don't know how I could have been so stupid.
There have been greater disasters known to man. We'll simply replace the bookend.
Yes, but they were a gift, dear, and I don't know where they were purchased. And
Wait a minute. Miss Brooks was admiring them just the other day at tea, and she said she saw an identical pair in a curio shop near her house. Do you suppose she'd mind picking one up for us?
It would be a labor of love. Which bookend was it? I mean, what design?
It was the one with the elephant on it. She'll remember it all right.
Oh, well then, don't give it another thought. I'll see you in a little while, Martha. Oh, and by the way, I'm rather tired. When I do get home, I want to take a little nap. So please see that the squealing urchins with which our neighborhood abounds are shooed as far from our porch as possible.
I'll try, Osgood.
goodbye, dear.
Goodbye. Now then, Harriet, fetch Miss Brooks over here at once, if you please.
Oh, but I can't, Daddy. She's already gone home.
The speed with which they depart is always a revelation to me. Well, I'll write her a note. Attention, Miss Brooks. Please purchase at once an elephant bookend of the type you admired at our house recently. Now, then, take that right over.
Oh,
to
golly,
Miss-
Daddy, if you're going to send me on any errands, I just can't go. I've got volleyball practice with the team right this minute.
But I promised your mother that...
Oh, well, I'll get somebody else to take it to Miss Brooks, Daddy. There are still plenty of kids around.
Very well, but please see to it at once.
I will, Daddy. Don't worry. Oh, hi, Stretch. You're just the fellow I want to see.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I'd like you to do a favor for me if you don't mind. You know where Miss Brooks lives, don't you?
Well, sure, with Mrs. Davis.
That's right. Now, I want you to take this note over to her right away, will you please?
I'll be glad to. Where does Mrs. Davis live again?
The address is 295 Carroll Avenue. Now, be sure she gets that message immediately, Stretch. It's from Daddy.
No, don't you worry about a thing. When it comes to messages, I'm just like the Pony Express. I always get my man.
Now, thanks a million, Stretch. I'll do something nice for you sometime.
Well, you don't have to. Oh, hello there, Stretch. Oh, hi, Mr. Boynton. I wanted to copy down the game schedule from the board there, but I'm fresh out of paper. Could you let me have a piece? Oh, sure. Here's a hunk with nothing written on it. Thanks, Stretch. Well, glad to help out. I'll do something nice for you sometime. What's this? Bookend of the type you admired at our house recently. Oh, well, can't be very important if Stretch had it. Excuse me.
Oh, what is it, Stretch?
Mrs. Davis told me you were busy, but Harriet said it was important you get this message right away. It's from Mr. Conklin.
Oh, let's see it.
I took the liberty of reading it on the way over. Looks like you've been designated to get our mascot.
I've been designated, all right. Attention, Miss Brooks. Please purchase at once an elephant.
Boy, what a mascot. Mr. Conklin sure went whole hog.
He went whole elephant. Well, this must be some kind of a joke, Stretch. I'd better call him and find out what it's all about. Are you sure you brought this directly from Mr. Conklin?
Sure. Harriet handed it to me right outside his office.
Please be brief. Wasted words or wasted time. Osgood Conklin on the line.
Mr. Conklin, this is Miss Brooks.
Naturally. I was trying to get a nap. This, I might add, is the third time this week you have jangled me out of my afternoon doze. Now, what is it you want?
I just got your note, sir, about the elephant.
As I recall, the note was quite simply written, Miss Brooks. Now, I don't expect you to be the greatest English teacher in the world, but I do expect you to be able to read a few simple sentences in the language.
But, Mr. Conklin...
Will you please do as I have asked and let me get some sleep?
But what kind do you want, sir?
You've already seen them, Miss Brooks. Just get one.
Well, what'll I use for money?
Charge it to me. Now, for heaven's sake, ring off and don't call me back until you've got it.
Yes, sir.
Well, Miss Brooks, where do we go from here?
To the Bombay branch of Gimbals to charge an elephant.
No, it's me, Walter Denton.
Oh, I wasn't looking. Won't you have a little snack with us, dear?
Yo, sure I will, thanks. Well, what do you think about the new setup, Mrs. Davis? The Madison Mammoths. That's what the team will be called, of course.
Mammoth?
Well, sure, because of the elephant mascot. Well, you remember those prehistoric, hairy old elephants, don't you, Miss Brooks?
Not personally. Oh, that must be Mr. Boynton now. Come in. The door's open.
Well, I better prepare some more sandwiches. This is getting to be quite a picnic.
Hello, Miss Brooks. Hi, Walter.
Hi, Miss Boynton.
You'd better sit down before I tell you where I want you to take me.
All right. I was rather curious about our destination.
Yeah. Well, we're going out to pick up an elephant together.
Oh. Then we better not spend too much time sitting around. Did you say an elephant?
That's right, he's going to be our mascot. Hey, can I go with you when you get him, Miss Brooks?
Oh, absolutely not. The Beck brothers wouldn't do any business with us at all, Walter, if they thought that this was nothing but the childish scheme it is. I mean, Mr. Boynton and I will go alone.
No, just a minute, Miss Brooks. Did Mr. Conklin actually say he wanted an elephant to be our mascot?
Indubitably.
Irrevocably.
Well, this beats everything, and I've heard of some pretty strange mascots in my time. In fact, when I was coaching at State Normal, we had a guinea pig. Little fella grew quite attached to me, too. He used to curl up in my lap all the time.
I bet he looked real cute.
Oh, he did. You know, most animals will lie down on your lap once they grow attached to you.
Good. With any luck at all, maybe our mascot will grow attached to Mr. Conklin. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Miss Brooks, and this is Mr. Boynton.
Beck is the name, Mike Beck.
Beck is the name, Dan Beck. They must be the Beck brothers.
You've been listening. To come right to the point, gentlemen, we teach at Madison High School, and our principal would like us to procure a mascot for our football team.
Sounds like a nice idea.
Very nice idea. Won't you sit down?
Thank
you.
We furnished a mascot for Mr. Flint of Hamilton High just the other day. Nice little bear it was.
Very nice little bear.
Yes, I know.
Of course, most of our animals, as well as the performers and circus personnel, have already entrained for winter quarters in Florida.
But you do have some animals still on the grounds, don't you?
Well, what kind did you want?
We want an elephant.
An elephant?
But we just have one elephant left.
To some people, that would seem like a lot.
Would you be willing to rent it out for a while?
Rent it out? Well, frankly, we never thought about doing anything like that.
No, we never thought about doing anything like that.
Well, we take very good care of the animal.
Yes, very good care of the animal. Your season is over now, I understand, and you wouldn't need the animal to perform this afternoon.
Oh, Freddie couldn't perform today anyway.
Freddie?
Yes, that's why we kept him behind with us. You see, he met with sort of an accident a few weeks ago.
The truth is, he backed into the lion's cage, and, well, he sort of got his tail bitten off.
Well, that's a shame.
Yes, it broke the circle with the other elephants. But he's perfectly all right in every other way.
Oh, he'd be a fine mascot for your team, Miss Brooks, and we wouldn't charge you any rental fee at all.
Well, the price is certainly right. But why would you do that?
To save money on the elephant's feed bill.
He's quite an eater, Freddie is.
Yes, I bet he eats like a horse.
Mr. Beck, how would we get Freddie into town?
And when do you want him back?
Just walk him in behind your car.
And we'd like him back next spring.
Next spring?
Oh, providing, of course, you promise to take good care of him. You see, we're leaving tonight.
Well,
and,
we just wanted a mascot for the Hamilton game.
Wait a minute, Mr. Boynton. Maybe Mr. Conklin would keep him for the rest of the season. Freddie could do more than just be a mascot for the football team.
Oh, but Miss Brooks, an elephant?
May I use your phone?
Certainly.
Certainly.
We'll leave it up to Mr. Conklin. It was his idea in the first place.
Hello, Miss Brooks, I presume?
How did you know, Mr. Conklin?
I was napping so beautifully.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but about the elephant.
Haven't you got that elephant yet?
I'm getting it right now, sir. But you'll have to keep this one longer than...
I promise you, Miss Brooks, we'll be very careful of this one. Now, I'd like to get some sleep, if you don't mind. The kids in this neighborhood have kept me up half the afternoon already.
Well, yes, Mr. Conklin, but before you hang up, where do you want me to take it?
Take it? Bring it to my house, of course. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Mr. Beck?
Yes?
Got a hunk of rope? Not that.
Come in. Well, have you got it, Miss Brooks?
Yes, I have, Mr. Conklin. It's right outside by your porch. Mr. Boynton.
By the porch? Why didn't you bring it inside?
Look, Mr. Conklin, I know you've been very annoyed recently, but there are a few things we've got to get settled right now. Where are you going to keep it?
Next to those books on the television set.
I beg your pardon.
Next to the...
I have some bad... Oh, hello, Miss Brooks.
Hello, Mrs. Conklin.
Well, I was going to tell you, Osgood, that I have some disappointing news. There's nothing caught in that snare you set in our yard.
Oh, confound it. I was planning to use that gopher as our mascot.
Gopher? You want to use a gopher as a mascot?
What did you think? I wanted an elephant?
That reminds me. Were you able to pick up that elephant bookend we wanted replaced?
Elephant bookend?
You received my note, didn't you?
Received my note, didn't you? Yes, I mean, I got part of it. Apparently something was not quite clear, Mr. Conklin.
Oh, it was perfectly clear, Miss Brooks. Now, let me recall it for you verbatim. It said, quote, attention, comma, Miss Brooks, dash, please purchase at once an elephant bookend of the type you admired at our house recently, period, unquote. Well?
Oh, brother, exclamation point.
Oh, listen. listen to those kids, Martha. If we don't move out of this neighborhood soon, my blood pressure is going...
Dear, now calm down. The children are only playing.
Well, I'm going to the window and stop them.
No! Conklin, don't go to the window now. They might throw something and you might get hit with a ball.
But that shouting, that racket.
Oh, it isn't so bad, sir. You're just overwrought.
Oh, yes, dear. In your nervous state, you exaggerate every irritation.
What was that?
What was what?
It's an earthquake! Quick, we gotta get out of here!
Oh, no, Conklin! Mr. Conklin!
I'm not gonna be caught in here like a rat in a trap! Out of my way! Go, go,